Hi Pisces, welcome back. Those of you who are joining me for the first time, welcome, welcome. My name is Jackie. This is going to be a general reading for Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I hope you guys are doing well. Remember guys, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, throw out the rest. And if this does not resonate with you, then please be sure to check your rising sign, moon sign, and your Venus. I recommend if you're looking for any sort of relationship messages, you know. All right, so let's get into this. I'm going to be pulling for a Celtic cross, starting with the Sun. Who else got the Sun as the opening energy? I think Capricorn did. Beautiful way to start. Yep. Okay, King of Pentacles. Okay, good. Fix these once I lay them out, and then we'll pull a crowning energy. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. And we'll pull a Wisdom of the Oracle. So I hope you guys are doing well. You might be feeling the eclipse season is in July and is a 6-week window beforehand that starts everything. So some of you may be feeling some major shifts in your life that started within the past week or two for sure. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, regeneration. This is beautiful. What an awesome card to have as we're going into eclipse season. That's great. Love it. All right, I like what I'm seeing here. Okay, so let's get right into this. Okay, just think for a second. All right, well, first of all, let's talk about that crowning energy, regeneration, which for many of you is going to speak to some sort of rebirth, second chances and new opportunities. Second chances are available to you now for sure. Some area of your life. Whatever opportunities in your life that you thought were like dead, are going to be reborn in a more authentic and stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful growing in its place. This is beautiful. Yeah. This is rebirth assured. Okay? So this is the kind of energy where, honestly, guys, it is a step into your new life kind of energy. And I know a lot of you are experiencing this. Just know from a lot of the readings I've been doing and a lot of the engagement, even just in the comments, a lot of you guys are really feeling the shift. So whatever you're entering either into initially right now or back into, it's destiny driven for sure. For some of you, this is going to be about realization that endings come in many forms, and now is the time to stop holding on to something that you know instinctively must die. And we know the difference between the two, guys, right? I mean, we know when we're still being called to a situation, even though it's been over for a really long time, we intuitively feel it. And then there are the times where we may be called back to it, but we know that it's really bad for us, you know? And that's what you have to really kind of decipher right now, because this energy does ask you to recognize what needs to go to make space for something better, you know? But don't be afraid to face the facts right now, because there's no need to struggle here at all, really, because there is this element of you being reborn in especially a particular area of your life. For those of you in relationships, this energy says that no matter what loss has occurred in the past, or even now, even recently, this is a reminder that death and endings really are only illusions, and that there's life after death and there's love after loss. And in this moment, you're radiating this type of like this regeneration sort of kind of force that makes you very irresistible in all forms of love. This does not necessarily need to be romantic love. This could even be old friendships. This is all about seeing the beauty and the lessons and things that have failed in your life up until now, and understand that good can arise from difficulties, like, you know, kind of like a seed that lies dormant for a long time, and then once it's germinated into your subconscious, it pushes into your awareness It's becoming apparent that there is a new you, very apparent in different areas of your life, you know, a new start. Yeah. And now is definitely one of those times where out of seeming loss and failure comes this remarkable abundance. So try to trust that and don't dwell on the past, because you really are experiencing a rebirth right now. And guys, as I've been saying in the videos, you can heed this, what I'm about to say, or not. It's totally up to you. But I do feel that it's my responsibility to say this, right? Just doing energy work. The energy is there. It's up to you and your free will to use it. You know, like I said in the last couple of videos, if you're staying home and sitting on the couch and not engaging, nothing's going to change for you. Life is not going to just randomly change and come knocking at your door and say, welcome to your new life. You need to be very proactive in the process. So I'm getting that for those of you who have been really focusing on bringing new things to yourself, really focusing on healing certain parts of your life, working on growing your abundance in whatever areas that you can do that in. Those of you who have been pushing forward, this is a time of reward. Absolutely. It just is, you know, and you just have to know that. So in this first position, which is you, which is your situation rather, it's your situation, we have the Sun, and I love the Sun. I've said this many times before. This is my favorite card, and I love it because it lightens up any of the potential negative energy throughout the spread. So I love that. The numerology link for the Sun is the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician, two very benefic cards. So this suggests success and achievement. And if you've had a challenging time, this shows that every aspect of your life is going to improve. Everything's just going to be kind of like pushing north. You know what I mean? You're going to be enjoying more energy. And if you or someone close to you has been suffering from some sort of health issue, this energy suggests a recovery and a return to better health. And as a card of energy and growth, projects are going to benefit now. This is just a great time to nurture your creative endeavors, like your businesses, and especially, Pisces, relationships that matter to you. And again, I say relationship, it can absolutely be an intimate relationship or really good friendships or family relationships as well. This is a very, very strong energy. The Sun is very, very strong energy for reuniting with an old partner. So many of you have either recently reunited or will be reuniting with an old partner. You can also be reuniting with an old friend or a family member that you haven't seen in a while. For relationships in this energy, partnerships flourish. And this indicates for those of you who can, that some of you may be taking a trip away to a sunny place to escape the pressures of work and everyday nonsense. And while the Sun, as far as work goes, while the Sun doesn't specifically predict money when it comes to career, you know, but it does show success in a position that you're working in, that you'll ultimately be able to generate money. So that's positive. And for those of you with homes, you're going to be feeling extra comfortable and secure in your home. And you're really going to feel into entertaining during this energy, which is great. This is nice weather to start entertaining, you know, like outside, and it's nice. But more than any of these things, and all of these things are beautiful, and this is all like the basic stuff that this card indicates, you know, which is beautiful. I think the most beautiful part of this energy is the awareness that you're going to be feeling that you're shifting into a place where you're genuinely going to feel like you belong. Because I know many of you Pisces have been feeling that certain elements of your life have just been like missing the mark. And this energy says that time is over. So I love that. You know, this is great. Yeah, this is beautiful. Men, we have the King of Pentacles, which is crossing you. Okay? And this is beautiful. This is a new way of supporting either I'm really getting most strongly a relationship. This is really figuring out how to be there for each other in a relationship. Those of you guys who are in relationships, the same thing can apply in friendships or family relationships as well. Because Pentacles means money on a mundane level. Yes, many of you may be doing quite well financially. But I want to address, and I know most of you know that, so many of you may be doing quite well financially. Many of you are going to be in a space of feeling very supported by the people that matter to you in your life. You're going to be able to be supportive of people. This can show you really revisiting and successfully reevaluating and tweaking your values according to a new way that you see life. So all of this is beautiful. I love this. And then we have the best that can be achieved in the circumstances is the Page of Swords, which is an energy telling you to really rely on your intelligence right now. And as an influence, this energy indicates useful information coming in and your hard work paying off, something that you've been working really hard on. This also tells me that people around you are going to be particularly helpful during this time in making you, and not making you, but in helping you to achieve your goal, a goal that you have. Yeah. This card often comes up to say that a contract is going to be coming your way regarding property. Maybe some of you are trying to sell your property, or maybe some of you are trying to purchase a property. A contract having to do with your career, travel documents, any agreement really that you've been waiting for is going to be coming in. And for those of you in relationships, this indicates improved type, like a new type of improved communication. You and your partner communicating in a way that you've never communicated before, which is entirely positive, especially for those who are in that place of reconnection, because I am getting a lot of you are. You'll be recognizing where your communication was flawed before, and you'll both be working to improve that. Now, for those of you not in a relationship, this can suggest meeting a new person who's very quick with their words, is a lot of fun and very charming, but they may be a little mischievous and may lack a little bit of sensitivity, but nonetheless are really great company. So I feel like it'll be a fun match for you. Yeah, Page of Swords is a fun energy. It is. You have to be a little patient and understand that typically people, when you meet people, new people in this energy, they generally don't really have a very high emotional intelligence, but they're good people. So just know that going in, okay? And then we have in the foundation energy, we have the Lovers, which is beautiful. It's a Gemini energy. And the Lovers are twin souls, right? Because it is Gemini with... Okay, there's a lot to this card, and a lot of people just usually put the romantic spin on it, but it really does mean so much more than that. So it is this idea of the twin souls with a wide range of thoughts and interests and experiences to share and compare, right? So they're like really good friends, you know? They're very quick thinking and smart, and they're very versatile and lighthearted and adventurous and inquisitive and any other adjective you want to throw in the bucket for Gemini, right? All of that. And while this card can usually have that romantic connotation, it's more important to note that the Lovers are really, first and foremost, kindred spirits who speak the same language and exchange thoughts and ideas freely and openly, and their affection for each other could just as easily be platonic as romantic, and even apply to siblings too, you know? I mean, a lot of us, you know, and this is a kind of a common joke for those who were very well studied on this card, is that most of us actually know our siblings a lot longer than lovers, right? We know them certainly before, and very often and very sadly, we know them long after, right? So a lot of, you know, it's very common to have this type of energy where you feel that deep soul connection to a sibling who you're really tight with, but it could also just be a really good friend. But this is a beautiful, beautiful energy, because this is all about the duality of two separate individuals working in tandem, you know? It's like one that makes most of two identities and two ideals. It's the intersection of 2 points of view. So this represents a diversity of thoughts and experiences and versatility and expanded points of view. And it's partnership. It's just truly partnership. And it's harmonious. It's such a beautiful energy to have as your foundation. And again, for those of you not in relationships, guys, this can be for friends and close family members. I just want to keep saying that. Because when I do mention a lot about relationship, I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, I'm not in a relationship. And, you know, so I'm trying to be as general as I can here. But it doesn't matter, because this is beautiful. And you're going to know exactly who in your life this is fitting for, you know. You're just going to know. Okay. And then in the you position, oh, no, I'm sorry. In the past position, we have the Emperor in reverse, which indicates in your past, you were dealing with someone who was very demanding, excessively demanding, power hungry, had a lot of those masculine, the negative masculine traits, you know, the domineering, controlling type of thing. But greed is another aspect of this Emperor reverse energy as well. This is a person who really didn't know their boundaries and didn't know where to draw the line, and who was actually very forceful when they needed to be persuasive. This is somebody who would come at you and come at you and come at you with something, you know, and they wouldn't let it go. Yeah. Very, very domineering personality ruled by ego. Challenging to get along with. The numerology linked to this card is death, which is fire. So I'm getting that whatever you were involved with in your past with this individual, it's either over completely, or this can be who you're having the renewal with, but the renewal is going to be under a completely different set of circumstances, because the way things were before could just never work, you know. And that personality with the Pisces is an accident waiting to happen, quite frankly. You know, you guys with all your water, you would put out their fire in a second, you know. Keeping it real, absolutely. But so that was in your past. Now we have your future energy, which is the Justice card, which is awesome. The numerology link is to the High Priestess, and it's connected to Libra. So this suggests a positive outcome and a time when past errors or imbalances are redressed. So you're going to benefit from like a very fair system, a fair approach to something right now. But Pisces, provided only that you're accountable as well to a situation or a circumstance. You have to be accountable as well. You have to be honest, and you have to be deserving. You know? Now, equally, many of you may be the judge in your own life right now, using your perspective and integrity to make some good decisions that'll safeguard your future. You know? You might be taking a moral stand on an issue that affects you and those around you. Anything having to do with fairness, of you moving forward in a fair way. So those of you dealing with legal issues, a decision is made or a ruling is given which goes in your favor, which is awesome. You know, justice will be done. On a spiritual level, justice shows the working out of karma or actions and consequences. So this is an energy of empowerment and finding the right balance between work and relationships too, which is great. And at work, some of you may be tested right now, but the outcome is positive. And financially, you're coming to an end of a frugal period, so money matters are going to be improving. So really all around, good stuff. I mean, and this is in your near future, so that's great. Okay, and then we have, this is the you energy. This is the Eight of Cups. You see that? Let me pull it over here. It's the Eight of Cups. All right, so this is a Saturn and Pisces energy. It's a Saturn in you. And this reveals a time of restlessness. I'm getting. Like you're feeling as if something in your life is missing. You know, your work and your relationships, they seem on the surface, you know, from the outside pretty harmonious. But your intuition is really nagging you. You know? And the result of this may be you leaving a certain situation in your life. Traditionally, the Eight of Cups indicates you leaving a situation or breaking an agreement that no longer gives you fulfillment. Just make sure that you don't do this in haste. You know, only move on when you're absolutely certain that there's no more that you can gain or contribute, you know, to or from the situation. So when the timing is right, there'll be less drama in you ending it. And it's going to be a lot easier than you actually think it would be. But naturally, you're going to feel some sense of sadness about the situation, but very little regret, if any. You know, provided that you time this properly. This is all about the need to go with the flow, and you'll soon feel very energized to move on to things that really, really interest you. You know, your curiosity is going to be leading you right now. But I am getting that you feel very content with what you've achieved in your life so far in this way. So I'm not really even getting, guys, I have to tell you, I'm not getting an energy that this is having to do with a personal relationship. Maybe some of you are just feeling like it's time to leave your job. It's time to switch into transition into something different. You're not feeling challenged anymore. You're just not really liking it. Or some of you maybe you're deciding to retire early. Some of you may be deciding to move. You're really not happy with where you're living. It really could be any area. The energy, though, is it's not, how do I say this? I'm not getting the energy of it being like core to your soul kind of thing. So that's why I'm really not getting those of you in an established relationship or in a serious relationship, I don't think it's that. I think it's another area of your life. Although if you're recently with someone and it's new and you're not highly invested, it could certainly be that. But I am getting more of a career vibe. Something to do with that. Yeah. And then we have the external influence here. Let me move this around. Is the Hangman reverse, which can be a sign that you're having to deal with rigid thinking and the need to revise your expectations, because what you think you want, you know, or what you're thinking about, you want to make yourself happy, may not be possible right now, because external situations are getting in the way of you being able to move forward with something in the way that you really want. So this is all about you being really pushed to take another view of a situation, a different perspective, and figure out another approach to getting what it is that you want. So concessions are going to have to be made here, compromises. This is just all part of this energy. Yeah. And then in your hopes and fears position, we have karma, which shows that cycles and change have to be respected, guys, and that everything happens for a reason, okay? You just have to know this. And there are spiritual forces at work right now, and it's time to make an important decision, and you know this. You realize that your destiny is going to be shaped by the choices that you make right now. But keep in mind with this energy, okay, that the karma to follow this is going to be of your own making. So be aware, really be aware right now of your actions and your thoughts on a very spiritual level regarding whatever it is that you're making a decision about. Because karma always has its way, you know. So just be very conscious and very positive in your approach to whatever decision it is you're making, okay? Because I feel like you guys are approaching this decision just so worried about making the wrong decision. And I totally get that. I really do. But I feel like if you are approaching this energy and this space, communicate as much as you can communicate if this is involving anyone else. And if you're working from a space of integrity and going after the right things, I don't think you can lose with that. So just be really mindful of what it is that you're seeking, right, in the first place. Okay. And then your final outcome energy is the Eight of Swords, which is a Jupiter and Gemini. And Jupiter, as many of you know, is the planet of growth and expansion. So normally you would think that'd be a good thing, right? In theory, Jupiter could give airy, intellectual Gemini all the room it needs to let its mind go free. Gemini, though, does not need any help coming up with any new ideas, right? In fact, Gemini already has more interest than he or she could ever fully explore, right? And multiplying those options won't make it any easier. So those of you who know Geminis know exactly what I'm talking about. So the Eight of Swords illustrates this problem, which is why I'm explaining it. You know, it's because a lot of people do get a little confused with this card. this is an illustration of just that. Like, just kind of like being trapped. All of these options, you know? It's like the woman in the card is paralyzed by possibility. She's surrounded by a multitude of options, but she can't see the forest for the trees. She's trapped in a mental prison of her own making, and she's stuck in the middle of Jupiter's Wheel of Fortune, and she's alone. She's separated from her companion. Where's her companion? This is her companion in tarot. This is her companion right here. And they're separated now. This is you, Pisces. You're in the space of feeling separated from the Lover's card, from your lover in the Lover's card. She says she doesn't have her Gemini soulmate along to keep her company. Because as it turns out, Jupiter is in detriment in Gemini. So the planet is 180 degrees from its natural home in the zodiac. So it's forced to work with the energies that are radically different from its own, to the point where it's almost got a crippling effect. So the swords that surround her, and this is you, Pisces, you're the woman, okay? No gender specific, right? We know that. But you're in the middle of all of this, right? But this prison is only in your mind. It's only in your mind. It doesn't really exist. And the bondage is short-lived anyway because it's a minor arcana. So while I just explained why she's standing in the middle of swords and why all that is and what the deal is with the bondage, what is it that she's thinking about? What is it that she's toiling with? This typically symbolizes the process of a type of initiation into a new way of life. This indicates very profound change, Pisces. And the recognition and reawakening that occur when you're forced to assess your situation and focus on your goals in a new way, what's on the other side of that, that's what she's thinking about. And that's what you're thinking about. You're thinking about everything right now. If I do this, then that. If I say yes to them, then I have to say no to this. If I get back with this person, is it going to work? What is it going to look like? What do we have to do? Okay, I can't go back to that relationship anymore. Now I have to reassess how I'm going to be moving forward. I'm not sure which direction to go in. I'm really unhappy at my job. I know I need to transition and switch positions, but I'm really not sure. I think I kind of want to do this, but I don't know. Am I too old? Am I too inexperienced? Am I too that? So all of these things are going to be going on in your head. But back to the oracle, regeneration. It's happening. So work with it and make good decisions for yourself, because this is all really, really good. This is really good, Pisces, and work with the energy, work with the energy, work with the energy. And radical acceptance. If you need to get rid of stuff in your life that no longer belongs there, radically accept that and just make the changes. Easier said than done, I know, but you be the one in control of eliminating things in your life. You don't want life to come in and take them away from you, you know? You don't want that. All right, Pisces, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm going to be doing singles only spreads next week, and then I'm going to be doing tarot spreads on what's going to be getting eclipsed out of your life. Eclipse season, I mentioned before, is in July, so we're feeling it now. So if I don't see you for either of those, I will see you guys for the beginning of June reads, okay? You guys take care. Bye-bye.